What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it's all about classic bodybuilding. This is day 2 of the peak week. It's a Tuesday, so it's only 5 more days after this until the show on Sunday. And today, food-wise, is going to be about the same as yesterday, except liquid-wise it will be a little different. But for right now, I'm doing cardio on a treadmill for about 45 minutes in the morning. This is very good. Burn some extra fat, lose some extra water weight. And let me show you. This is my warming up speed. 3.5 kilometers, gonna bump it up to 5 or 6. And we're gonna have 2 of these today in total, and I will be doing cardio and I will be doing training. Only 1.5 liters of water today, and tonight we're gonna do some posing routine practice so we can take a look at my shape, because the carbs will be kept up but the water will be kept down, so I will provide some hardness on the stage, because we actually have a stage to practice on the gym that I go to, so that's awesome. But anyway, I'm going to do this for a while. I'm going to show you the first meal that I'm eating today. This is on an empty stomach. This is in the morning. Fasted cardio works the best. Anyway, let me listen to some YouTube and hope time goes by fast. See you soon. Alright guys, I'm upstairs now. Just did cardio, and in the meantime I actually had my rice in the steamer and my vegetables ready in the active fryer. I just had to turn it on and it was all done. So let me show you the result right now. Alright, so this is my first meal in the morning. 350 grams of white rice. It looks yellow because it has turmeric in it, very good antioxidants. Right here is chunks of white pollock fish. And I put 2 stalks of celery in here, which I love, very good for water weight loss. And I put some carrots in there, just vegetables that don't mess up with the digestive system. Now, I already told you this, but the amount of carbs that I take is in conjunction with this amount of water, 2 times a day. About 1.5 liters today, tomorrow maybe a little more, but that's to see what the effect is of these carbs pulling in the water into the muscles, and this water is what you lose each day anyway, so it's what's left is only the water under the skin, which these carbs will pull to the muscles from the skin. So this is my first meal of the day of the 6 meals, and I'm going to enjoy this right now. So, the second meal of the day, another carb-rich meal. First of all, the protein is 200 grams of white pollock fish, about 150 grams of celery with a little bit of carrot in between, mostly celery stalks of course, and 400 grams of sweet potatoes with a little salt, Italian spices, and a little bit of garlic in between here, also good for your blood pressure, and always adding turmeric to the vegetables as well, and some dill on the pollock fish. You know, I'm really enjoying this diet up until now. It's not hard to do. Basically a little bit under or right at my caloric needs, because why would I go lower in the peak week? You want to be able to absorb the carbohydrates instead of burning them all off. That would make you lose weight, but you should already be in great shape 1 week out. And I'm actually doing posing practice in between every meal, so eating about every 2 hours before working out. And then the 4th meal and the 5th meal is usually a 3-hour difference, but there's also a post-workout shake in between there and some amino acids that I use. Amino Express from SciTech Nutrition. It has arginine, L-citrulline, beta-alanine all in there, so you get a pump while working out. It's an intra-workout BCAA supplement. And this is actually the water that I have still left. I've only drank this top portion of this bottle. And I'm pretty thirsty, I have to say, but that is a sacrifice you have to make. You have to drink as much as you need to function, but not anything over it, so you stay nice and lean and dry. So I'm gonna enjoy this meal right now, and I'm gonna show you how I'm preparing the third meal of the day in a second. And yes, so see you then. Oh guys, might look a little weird this, but posing practice, it's no joke. Doing your posing routine consecutively without really a break, you know, it's kind of tiring, but the more you do it, the more you will get out of it, the more efficient it will go, and the less tiring it will be on the day of the show. So I'm gonna keep going until I hit perfection. So that's what's up, guys. That's what's up. So looking pretty full right now. This is what I want to keep for the show, and this is actually my bed that I'm laying on. I've got quite a spacey room, so the thing is that after like 10 minutes of posing, you can rest on the bed, recover for 2 minutes, and get right back to it. I'm actually using this very phone to record myself posing, and I attach like a thingy on the door that holds this phone at a certain height, and then I can record myself perfectly. So that's what I want to do. That's what I want to keep doing. Anyway, this is after my third meal. Still need to get my fourth meal in, which I will in about half an hour. And then 2 hours after that, we will train the chest and then do posing practice in the evening after working out. And then I gotta prepare my food for tomorrow for school. Then I gotta do a test at school. Then I gotta study for Thursday, the day after tomorrow, for another test at school. And yeah, then Friday, probably my last workout day. Saturday, flexing, posing, and Sunday is the show, and I'm excited, guys. Alrighty, guys, I did some posing practice just now, and I finished my fourth meal. Let's see, it's about almost 5 o'clock, and I'll be at the gym around 8 o'clock, because after closing, we'll do the posing practice, because it's kind of a private lesson. So I'm very fortunate to have that. But let's take a look at the meal that I just made. So this is, again, a sweet potato meal with only 100 grams of fish, because we're going to have the post-workout shake already containing the protein, and we want this to be absorbed rather quickly, because even after 2 to 3 hours, for me it's not absorbed entirely, and I don't want a bloated stomach. And there's some broccoli, some green veggies, and some celery, of course. And added a little bit of salt as well. Because you're working out, you're sweating, especially when doing a lot of posing as I'm doing, you're starting to sweat after a while. Every single meal has about 75 grams of carbs, except for the first meal of the day, which is about 85 to 90 grams, because you just slept, low blood sugar level, and you want to spike your insulin and make use of that in the morning. You know, after this I'm going to work out, do some chest and triceps, maybe some side delts, and of course cardio, using the energy provided by this meal. So see you soon. So now we have arrived at the chest workout. This is about 2 to 2.5 hours after I had that sweet potato meal, which is perfect for me. That means most of the meal has been absorbed, and the carbohydrates are in my muscles, which gives off a great pump. And that's exactly what I want today, but I'm still keeping to my newly designed chest workout style, which is starting with an isolation movement, and that is to target my weak areas such as the upper chest. So this exercise, a low to high row, is especially good for the upper chest. And then I want to do a compound movement, but this one, as you can see, I'm sitting low and my elbows are pointed upwards, basically flared. And usually you would say, hey, that's wrong form, you don't want to flare elbows, that's wrong, that's bad for your shoulders. But I'm doing this in a concentrated fashion,
and making sure that when I'm going forward, I'm squeezing and contracting the upper chest. Then I'm combining it. I first did 10 reps of those high situated reps, then 10 reps to squeeze the chest even more, and this gives off a great pump. And that's basically what I'm aiming for this entire week, for a good pump, getting all the blood with the sugars from the carbohydrates in the muscles, making sure that I stay nice and full throughout the week. Then we move on to one of my favorite compound exercises, the machine dips. So the first and basically the second exercise was more focused towards the upper chest, but we cannot forget about the lower chest, or the entire chest in general. And when you notice that you have a balanced chest, but your chest is too small in general, then adding a dip, which Arnold Schwarzenegger did a lot, might help you out a lot. But what you want to do in this machine is, as you can see, I'm going up, stretching the chest, and when going down, I'm contracting it really hard. And after doing a few sets of those dips, a very, very nice addition to the workout would be upright cable flies. And what I mean with that is that my body stays upright, and that means that I'm basically targeting the lower chest more, but when I'm squeezing, it is the entire chest that is being contracted, so there's blood rushing in the entire chest. But when you're stretching the chest in this movement, staying upright, you're stretching the lower portion of the pecs, which is great in addition to the previous exercise. And when you're so close to the competition, sometimes you just have to check your shape, whether to see that your pump is on. And it wasn't busy in the gym. I know that the owner is okay with it, so I just went and did it. There was no one really in the vicinity except for my brother and some other people. It wasn't busy today. But as you can see, the shape is pretty good, pretty full, especially the chest is getting a nice pump from the carbohydrates increase. Normally I would not increase them this high throughout my diet, because when you're dieting you think, hey, you gotta keep your carbs low because you want to burn the fat, but not in peak week, at least not this time. The poses are going great, the fullness is there, and this is what I want to bring to the stage this Sunday. And the difference between this and the Arnold Classic is more fullness, a little less hard, but especially just looking bigger and more 3D on stage. And that is exactly what I'm aiming for, and it's going pretty well, if I must say, and that's because of the rebound that I used from the Arnold Classic competition, which, yes you guys, I will make a video about very soon. And then we move on to the triceps. And my triceps are also a weak point, so I'm always looking for different angles to use to really feel the triceps working. And I gotta say, I love this one. When bending over and putting your arms upwards a little bit, you create a stretched position for the long head of the triceps. And I'm also doing this with the rope. Now the V-bar that I just used is really for power, for strength, making sure to overload the muscle fibers and get a nice pump in there. And then I'm using the rope to again target those long heads of the triceps, the mass, the roundness of your entire arm basically. But the rope that I'm using right here, make sure that I can put my wrists outwards at the bottom, and that targets the small head of the tricep. So combining those two exercises, you already got the small head, the long head, and also the medial head a little bit. And this one, again, one for the long head of the triceps and the medial head. It's basically a pressing movement upwards, and having it behind the head, make sure that you stretch your triceps optimally. And what you're seeing me do right here, and some people have actually gotten some problems in the elbows, but an exercise like this, instead of a skull crusher or a French press, might alleviate that pain from the elbow. So try out a machine. You can also do this with a cable, but I love this machine because it's very heavy and concentrated. And what I always do on a chest day, I usually did it in between chest and triceps, but now I like to focus a little more on the triceps and just a little less on the side delts by putting it in the end of the workout. But I do make sure that I hit 4 full range of motion, heavy pump-worthy sets, targeting those side delts, making sure that they stay up to par with the rest of my body. But yes, I want to prioritize triceps, so what do? I put triceps in before the side delts. Now, doesn't this look amazing? We've got 2 forels. We've got 100 grams of tuna mixed into this, 100 grams of spinach, and some celery stalks with 300 grams of white rice, and some nice spices such as turmeric, a little bit of salt to fill up from the workout. You also lose salt, so don't forget that. Just don't overdo it, especially if you eat clean. You don't get a lot of sodium in your body, so you got to replenish it after working out. So that's what I'm doing right now. And here, this is a forel. There's not a lot of fats in there, actually. And I did not add coconut oil to this meal, so the fats that are in here are replacing the 5 grams of coconut oil I would usually add. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy this meal, and I'm going to sleep right after, because I have school. So guys, this is pretty bright. I'm filming this with my phone, but don't forget, guys. Do not forget to stay golden.